Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a complete guide for what I think is a huge upgrade to your Janitor AI experience. We are talking about plugging in the Claude AI model. And trust me on this one, once you try it, yeah, there's pretty much no going back. All right, so let me just ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You're deep into a roleplay, right? The story is getting really good. And then, boom, your AI character gets a sudden case of amnesia. You know what I'm talking about. They start forgetting these huge plot points you set up hours ago. Or maybe they get stuck repeating the same phrases over and over and over. And the worst part? That amazing, sharp, witty personality you spent so much time on, it just evaporates. It is so frustrating. And it just completely shatters the illusion, right? Well, if any of that hits home for you, you are in exactly the right place. It is absolutely time for a serious upgrade. Okay, so let's break this down. The core issue really comes down to what I like to call the free AI problem. It's basically why your characters can sometimes feel, well, kind of flat. So look at this side by side. It really lays it all out, doesn't it? With the free models, like the default one, you kind of get what you pay for, right? They forget things, their personality wanders, the responses just feel a bit stale. But then you look at Claude. We're talking long-term memory. We're talking staying in character consistently. The difference in quality, you feel it from the very first message. So what's Claude's secret sauce? What makes it so much better? Well, it really just comes down to three things: memory, style, and consistency. Okay, to really get the whole memory thing, we got to talk about something called the context window. The easiest way to think about it is like the AI's short-term memory. It's how much of the conversation it can literally hold in its head at one time. Once you go past that limit, poof, it starts forgetting all the stuff from the beginning. And this, right here, is where Claude just completely changes the game. Its context window is a massive 200,000 tokens. Now, to put that into perspective for you, a lot of the default models, they top out at what, 8,000, maybe 32,000 if you're lucky. This huge difference means you can have these epic hours-long conversations, and Claude will still remember what you talked about at the very beginning. No amnesia. But it's not just about raw memory. It's about the quality of the writing. And this quote just nails it. It says Claude writes like someone who read the character description carefully and is actually playing the role. That's the key. It gets the subtext. It understands nuance. It has an emotional range that just feels, well, it just feels more human, more real. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the cost. Look, Claude isn't free, but it's really important to get what your money actually buys you here. You're not just spending money, you're investing in a way, way better and more immersive experience. So let's quickly break down the options. You'll see a few different Claude models, but honestly, for pretty much everyone using Janitor AI, the choice is a no-brainer. The model called Sonnet hits that perfect sweet spot. You get this incredible quality without the high price tag of the top-tier Opus model. It is the go-to for the best balance of price and performance. So what does that actually cost you? Well, a typical message exchange, that's you sending a message and the AI sending one back, costs about 1.4 cents. That's it. We're talking less than 2 pennies per message for this huge jump in quality. Think about it. 100 messages back and forth? That's only going to set you back about $1.40. It's crazy affordable. Okay, so now that you see how cheap this actually is, you're probably thinking, all right, how do I get this set up? Well, let's do it. I promise this is a super simple 5-minute guide to get you up and running right now. First up, you gotta get something called an API key from Anthropic. They're the folks who make Claude. It's just 3 quick steps. First, pop over to their website and create a free account. Second, you have to add a minimum of $5 in credits. Now, don't worry, this isn't a fee. That $5 is actual credit you'll use for messages, and for most people, it'll last for weeks. Once that's done, just generate your API key and copy it somewhere safe. Okay, got your key? Great. Now just head back over to Janitor AI. You're going to go into your API settings, click to add a new proxy configuration, and from there you just need to fill in a couple of little details. Super straightforward. Now, this part is super important, so pay close attention. For the API URL, you need to type this in exactly as you see it: https://api.anthropic.com. Don't add anything extra, no slash at the end, just that. And here's the other really critical piece, the model name. For the Sonnet model we've been talking about, you need this exact string. Seriously, my best advice to you, Do not even try to type this out by hand. Just copy it and paste it directly into the field. Any little typo here will stop it from working, so copy and paste is the way to go. All right, so once you're all set up and running, there are a couple of extra things you can do to really dial in the experience and fix any little problems that might pop up. Let's get into some pro tips. Okay, one of the coolest settings you can play with is called temperature. Basically, this controls how creative or, well, how wild the AI's responses get. For most role-playing, I'd say start around 0.7. That's a great balanced spot. You'll get some nice, natural replies without the character going completely off the rails. But hey, if you want more unpredictable or artistic answers, feel free to nudge that number up a bit, maybe to 0.85 or even 0.9. Now, if for some reason it's not working, do not panic. It is almost always one of these three simple things. First, go back and double-check your API key. Make sure you pasted it perfectly, no extra spaces. Second, pop over to your Anthropic account and just make sure you still have some credit left. And third, triple check that API URL. I'm telling you, 99% of the time, one of those three things is the culprit. So when you boil it all down, it really just comes to this. For less than the price of a single cup of coffee, you can give your AI character a nearly perfect memory and a rich, consistent personality. So the real question is that incredible, immersive experience worth it? That's something I'll let you decide.